So here's another update on my RPG test progress. But my most recent advances have been in the GUI stuff. So here is a mock-up of what the GUI is going to look like for the RPG in interacting with NPCs. So you see we have the text box here, the name goes there, the text goes there. There's a little button here for advancing the text in all versions, and then as you can see the NPC here in the background. This still isn't entirely final on how that's going to be made up, because I might make the background for that transparent or change it up, but it's going to be a 3D box like this for reasons I'll tell you in a blog probably the next couple days or so. So this is non-interactive, it's just a little mock-up I made. But in the other, in 2-3 here, I actually have it kind of working. So here we have a little field that the character can run around in with all the same movement controls. But if I walk over to this NPC here and get close to him, you'll see he'll start pulsing green. So that means that the player is in range to interact with that NPC. So to do so, I'll just tap on the NPC once. And that brings it into the conversation view. And as you can see here, they are talking. So this is a test of NPC interaction, exciting. I tap once to dismiss the text box, and it goes back to the regular Explore view. So that's kind of a proof of concept. The programming still isn't all there for it to work completely properly. So as you can see, he's stuck in the run animation, and I can actually hurry the text along by pressing once and then pressing again. But it's easily broken by clicking on the NPC while the text is going, because then the text box just stays up. So I got to work on that, and it's still pulsing green. So there's still a lot of work left to do on that, but I'm getting somewhere with that. Alright, so the next thing I want to show here is a little events demo that I set up. So here's another field. So in here I've set up points where if the player goes to them, they'll be force moved. And you can see the controls there disappear. That means that the player cannot control their character while they're doing this. So I can tap all I want, it's not going to move them. So I got that to work. And then another thing I got to work today is a kind of complicated thing where I grab all the data that's on the screen and write it to a little picture, and then I save that picture and render it on top of everything else. And then you'll see it'll zoom in and move. So right there. So this is kind of complicated to do, but I figured out how to do it. And basically the purpose of that is when I'm transitioning between scenes, like to a battle or to like a menu, I would pull up that image that it's saved. So let's bring that up again. It brings up that image, say it just looks like that, and then while it's displaying that, I can hide all the 3D stuff behind it, so it saves me performance stuff, and I can do crazy effects to it like I couldn't easily do before. So let's do that again, and it takes a split second to do it on the iPad. It's instantaneous on the other platforms. And another big thing that I put in here is I tested out some music stuff. So this is Meander by a guy called LSNK. Let me turn this down a bit so you can hear this playing. This is a mod file. I'll explain what those are in my next video blog, but essentially it's like MIDI with samples. So I'm going to load up this other scene here, and what's important is that the music kept playing and there was no gaps or pauses in there, which is pretty cool. So say you're in the field and you're transitioning to somewhere else that is different music. So right here, this is where it would actually start loading that next scene, but you can hear the music is still actually playing. So if I go back to the menu, the music is still playing exactly the way it is. So that's really cool to me, so I could do all kinds of stuff with music without having to do any kind of trickery with anything else in the background. So you can see I can load up any really graphically intensive things, and the music doesn't skip a beat, which is pretty awesome. So I'll explain more about that later, but that'll do it for this update. Thanks for watching.